Hello there, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever. Okay, so we've been doing plenty of kind of redevelopment lately. We've fixed up a couple of the towns that we kind of started this playthrough on, and I got to thinking about, you know, what should I do next? And you know, next on the route is Bexhill. But frankly, this all seems a little bit revisionist. You know, we're just going over stuff that we've worked on before, and yeah, the end result. I mean, look at this; it's kind of pretty, but it's not that satisfying. It's not the same as growing it from the get-go. Now, I've gone through. You know, I've reviewed quite a few of my older videos. I'm going to follow this tram a little bit, I think. Just to, you know, get a feel for, you know, what have we learned, how have we done, and what would I do differently. And frankly, at this point, you know, 50-odd videos into the series, frankly, I'd do quite a lot differently. There are, you know, there's many opportunities to do really quite exciting things with Train Fever. You might not think it, you know, given that once you've seen one train running from Station A to Station B, you've seen it do it every time. But actually, the interesting side of it comes from the layout of the towns and the volume of traffic that you can actually carry. And I'll illustrate that point in a moment, because I'm just enjoying this view. It's kind of cool. You know, if you don't take the time to appreciate what it is that you have spent effort building, then why did you spend effort building it in the first place? So we got $196 million in the bank. Basically, with that kind of money, we can accomplish anything. Well, anything other than getting a goods line to work properly. One goods. One. You had one a minute ago, actually. Where's it all going? Is it all going down the road? Yeah, right. You know. Why do I even bother? Why do I even bother? What's the point? Right, let's change the details on you. Actually, that's the line details we need, isn't it? No. This, here, that. Just keep running. I can afford you being unprofitable, but frankly, if you don't start actually picking up some goods once in a while, what's the point? Yeah, so let's turn cargo back off again because it's unsightly. So yeah, we come down to Haverhill, which we did some rebuilding work on last time around, and I mean, I still don't like this, but obviously that's a main connection. So, is it? Shouldn't be, but I guess it is, and therefore it doesn't want to be done. You know, we've got a fair slew of track now. You know, we've got routes all over the place, and you know, we do clever things with bridges and roads and all of that kind of stuff, and it's looking kind of cool. I've even slung another train down here just for laughs, fundamentally, just for the enjoyment of the thing. Yeah, so I've done a lot that I would do completely differently, and I got to thinking, well, what are our choices here? So we can either utilise this best part of 200 million quid that we've got and redevelop things in the way that we choose, and we're now in Woking, and this is really the catalyst for this thinking. Look at how many different services we've got coming into here. Yeah, I mean, we can either redevelop each town to try and embody what it is that I want to accomplish, and I've got a pretty sterling plan that I'd like to do. And look at this, 3 trains in at once. Now that's what I want to see happening at every station all the time, except variety of trains. And I think I can make that happen, but maybe not on this playthrough. And now you see where I'm driving at. I think this might be the wrap-up episode. I think I might be about to start again. Not because I'm not enjoying this build that we've got. Far from it. I mean, yeah, I could continue prettifying it, but it feels like it's territory that I've covered before. So I'm going to start a brand new series. And I'm going to outline exactly what it is that I'm going to do. Here is the objective. I'll wait till that train's cleared as well. Have we got any others coming in? Right, good. Okay, and it's quite a monstrous engineering project. Right, so since money is now no longer an object, Right, let's get rid of all of this. This is where, the ability to bandbox around the outside of it before removing would be fun. Right, yeah. Okay, right. Yes, I know. I'm basically nuking Woking, which, if you've ever been there, wouldn't necessarily be one of the worst things to happen to it. Right. Okay. So, what the fundamental plan, while I've got destruction going on in the background here. Okay, those trees were a building apparently. Any more? Pretty sure there aren't any other buildings here. Which buildings? Oh, those trees. Okay, those trees were a building. Fine. Is that enough space? Yeah, pretty much. Just for the sake of argument. Right. Okay. So here's what got me thinking. Woking, plenty busy. We've built track up so it can start developing this side as well. I'll probably build some bridges out to start developing this side of the river as well. Make it into a proper metropolis. And then I started thinking, well, okay, if you're going to do that, you really ought to jump a little bit more on the whole hub and spokes idea that you had not so long ago. And I thought, yes, absolutely, but that basically means demolishing everything that we've built so far. And I thought, well, what if you didn't have to do that? So here is the kind of the thought. You're going to need a bit of road. Any old road will do the trick. There we go. Yeah, we'll have it. Don't collide. Give me some more space. I know, it seems like a horrific thing to do is build it all up and then start deleting things willy-nilly. If any of you are, faint of heart or, having palpitations as a result of this, I do solemnly apologise. However, it's necessary to illustrate what we're going to make and why it's worth doing another playthrough. Because I was also thinking, maybe I give this trains lark a break for a bit and go off and do City Skylines exclusively. Then I thought, actually, no, I really quite like this game. Come on, get rid of the rest of this club out there with it. Right, okay, if that's not enough space, I don't know what is. Keep. The Woking Zero Tolerance. Where are we? There we go. Right, okay, if that's not enough room, I'm going to be upset. Right, so what we want is we want a bit of road about here somewhere. Might be too close, but we'll soon find out. Nope, not close enough. Okay. Right, let's road it up some more. Let's use a little road. See how that is. Station, thank you. Okay, right, so this is what we're aiming for. Right, is we want two stations right next to each other. That right there. Almost perfect. We want them as close together as can be. So, firstly, we need to change the angle there. I know you're all thinking that I've lost my tiny mind, and at this stage I can't rule it out. But you'll see. The purpose will become clear. I just need a bit of road from which to demonstrate the principle here. Let's build one there, and then if we draw a line between the two, I think we'll probably get a little bit more control over the angle if we build to there. Okay, I'm not actually building this now. This is just a demonstration of what it is I'm going to try and do. Come on, come on. Well, you would think it would be a lot easier just to go make something happen in parallel, wouldn't you? Because it's not snapping to a grid, you see, it's snapping to the road. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work, because otherwise you won't believe me that this is worth doing. Let's try that. Okay, this I'll accept, not quite perfect. It's not quite close enough. Okay, back to road again. Come on, for me. I saw you do it. Or very close to it. Okay, we'll put it there. That's close enough. Imagine those working perfectly in parallel, and that's, you know, I could almost envisage that being an episode all its own, and without a gap down the middle, or as small a gap as possible, right? That's what we're aiming for. In fact, I'm not happy. I'm going to try it some more. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Sit through some more. Hold on. I'm not done. Let's go to about there. I'll actually figure out the best way of doing this a little later on, but for now I just want a kind of a working demo, or a, no, it's not a working demo in the slightest. This is a mock-up. We're almost there. I've almost got it. What we could do with is a visual marker, like a tree or some such, that we could measure this against. And frankly, if I'm building this properly, that's exactly what I'll do. But for this, oh, that's still not quite right. No, I didn't mean to place it. Okay, so if that's based off this angle here, if we just narrow that angle ever so slightly, something like that, that might be too close. Yeah, okay, right, anyway, you see what I'm driving at. Let's back it up, let's get it close again, instead of faffing about here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, right, so we've spoken about hub and spokes, right? Now, if you weren't around for that particular episode, basically what this works off is there is a centre of the map, right? And that centre of the map is going to be a town, or there'll be a town closest to the centre of the map. And I thought, right, okay, well, in that case, you want a mighty big station in the centre of the map that, you know, services can run into and out of. And that's what we built with Woking. And it's, you know, it's pretty successful, except we're not running as many services as I'd like. I then started thinking about the Great Northern Line that we're running. Have I deleted anything critical? I haven't deleted any track. We can run stuff still. Okay, so let's keep stuff running just so that we're alive. And yeah, okay. So I started thinking about the Northern Line that we'd run, and how it loops round. Where does it actually run? Let's go find someone who's on it. Go to Woking there. I don't think it actually goes through Woking, does it? There we go. So this is the anti-clockwise route, and it goes from Westmoreland, Kirkham, Barrow, Chard, right? 4 of the however many towns there are. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. 15 towns, right. So my thought process was, well, what if we ran multiple circuits, but all of them go through the hub town in the centre? So effectively, think of it like the Olympic rings, except all hanging off one centre ring. So you could run, you know, Woking, Barrow, Kirkham would be one. Woking, Wadhurst, Slough would be another. Woking, Wadhurst, Selsey, Haverhill would be another, or Woking, Tewkesbury, Haverhill. You get the idea. So you run multiple loops, all of which go through Woking at some point, which should lead in, firstly, an elegant amount of traffic, because if you think about, I think the way to roll is to have one train on your circuit per station on that circuit. So if you've got 3 different towns on the circuit, you put 3 trains on it, and then run it in both directions. The upshot should be that a town like Woking would constantly have 4, 5, 6, 7 trains trying to get in there at the same time. And then I thought, well, why not do it with 2 stations instead of 1, and build effectively a mega station out of it. Except rather than the way that I've tended to build stuff in this playthrough, where you build the road up a little bit, you bang the station down and just bung out some services, do it in an actual planned and controlled fashion, so that you end up with something that's actually good to look at. That's the thinking, right? So run a double station out there, and then link it with like a passenger loop for people who didn't want to walk. bridges and underpasses and all manner of good stuff. Look, everybody's trying to move back in again. They didn't realise that apocalypse really was the apocalypse. And run the whole thing in using modded skins and what have you, and even more complexity of bridges. I'm really quite excited about this as a concept, not least of all because it means that I can play it with the US DLC plugged in from the get-go. So there we go. That's the plan. Now, if you want to request a revisit, I'm not going to delete this save at all. In fact, I'm going to delete that station that I placed just so that it can continue as a kind of a functioning town. Incidentally, in the previous video, I was shown a comment, or I wasn't shown anything. I was given a comment that says that if you're having trouble connecting up your road, you bang your road down like that. Then with a bit of M, you can increase the height of the road from the middle, rather than increasing it as on the way up using the arrows. Using M and N, you can increase it from the middle. So obviously, the longer the stretch of road, let's just bang that to there. The longer the stretch of road, the greater the incline that you can create. See? Nifty. Is that going to solve all of my yelling at the road system in the game? Hell no. But it should mitigate quite a bit of it. That's the plan. So yeah, I want to put that to good work as well. So that's it. This is it. This is the end of this particular playthrough. I may do some more. I may come back. Actually, I might use this for testing stuff out. So if I want to test out, some zany build theories, having a save with a whole load of with cash available and plenty of traffic running and plenty of demand and all that kind of stuff, I've got one sat here waiting. So thanks very much for following me this one, with this one, through this one, and come back for Season 2, which will start presently. We'll take it from there. But I've been Colonel Failure, and this has been the first playthrough that I've done of Train Fever. And I don't know about you, but I've really rather enjoyed it. Post your highlights if you've watched the whole thing. Tell me what your highlight was of the playthrough just witnessed, and I'll see if I can't recreate the same thing, only more glamorously, in the next time round. Thank you very much. Please leave a like. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already for more of this kind of thing, going from the start with all the horses and wagons and all of that nonsense all over again. Because, let's face it, we loved it a lot the first time. And I'll catch you in the very near future. Thanks very much. Cheerio.